Born ready. Okay, Scotty, we have Carson Beck.
Okay, let me do a quick opening. Here we go. Welcome to the 2025 College Football Playoff Quarterfinal at the 90th Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic team media availabilities featuring this year's participating teams. This media session features 8 student athletes from 10 seeded Miami, jointly moderated by me, Scotty Rogers, and Connor Toole of the Miami athletic staff. Each individual will appear separately to answer questions to the media attending. For those on Zoom, please make sure to change your name to your full first and last name and use the raise hand function to indicate you want to ask a question. Carter, I turn it over to you.
Great. Thank you, Scotty. As Scotty noted, if you could please use the hand raise function so we know to call on you. We're starting with Miami quarterback Carson Beck, and we will start with a question from Nick Hamilton. Nick, go ahead. Nick, are you there?
Hey, Carson. Wanted to ask you just what have you seen as far as the growth in your game this season as you prepare for this upcoming Cotton Bowl going up against Ohio State and their defense?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for me and this offense, right? Because I mean that's what the quarterback position is, right? It's leading an offense, it's getting the ball to your playmakers, it's making the right checks, the in the run game, the pass game, the in protection. There's so much that goes with the position of quarterback. I think the biggest thing that I've really been able to develop in is just being comfortable in a pocket, right? With different types of pressures and different types of looks. I mean, teams have tried to throw everything at us this year, and that's a huge thing that I feel like I've gotten a lot better at. Is just comfortable in the pocket, and then making the right checks, making the right calls. A lot of the unseen things that people that might not understand, football at a very very high level don't see on the field is these little checks and in the run game and pass game and things of that sort. And I think I've gotten a lot better at that throughout the season.
Next, we'll go to Adam Lichtenstein from the Sun Sentinel. Adam, go ahead.
Hi, Carson. So two questions from me, one serious and one a little less serious. The first, just when going back and looking at the A&M game, what did you like about your game and what did you dislike? And how much did the wind affect you guys on the play calling? And then the less serious one is what inspired the short haircut?
Um, I thought we played, I mean, a clean game. It was a really really good defense, right? They very talented up front in that front seven. They are obviously the number one team in the country on third down. They had a great plan against us, and the win definitely affected in some way, shape, or form. You go watch the go ball that I threw to JoJo, and I mean the ball blew 15 yards to the right. When it came out of my hand, I literally was saying, "Oh, that's a touchdown" in my head. And next thing you know, it just keeps going to the right, and I'm like, "Wow, like that is absolutely ridiculous." So, and then I mean, there's a couple other throws, and I mean, even for their side of the ball as well, you can see the effect that the wind had on the game. But obviously, you lean on that big physical offensive line, and Mark Fletcher just has the game that he does, and we're able to, ultimately win the game, leaning on them in our run game. So, and then the short haircut, and I don't know. I mean, I've done it. When was that? What year was that? 2023. I mean, all of 2023 when I was at Georgia, I had the buzz. So I don't know. It's kind of hot down here in Miami, and having too much hair kind of is hard considering it's almost Christmas and it's still like 80 degrees at practice. It's work, but yeah, I don't know. I just decided to do it.
Do we have any other questions for Carson? Okay, let's go to Dan Hope. Dan, go ahead.
Hey Carson, just wanted to ask you, what are your impressions of watching Ohio State's defense? What do you think are the biggest things that you guys are going to need to do well to have a chance against them?
Yeah, well, I've only had one day to really watch them and what they do. So I just kind of try to get a general culmination of their, rundowns and things of that sort. I haven't really dove into the specifics of, third downs, red zone, situational football. Kind of just watched a couple games and seen what they do. Again, obviously they're a very, very talented defense. In the back end, the front seven, I mean, they can run all over the field. I mean, sideline to sideline, they attack the ball well. They swarm And then again, their DBs are really, really good. So it's going to be a challenge for us offensively, but it's a challenge that we're looking forward to. But we do, recognize how talented they are, and that we're going to have to come and execute. And at the end of the day, it'll be about us.
And we'll go back to Adam Lichtenstein. Adam?
Hey again. So two defenders who really stood out of several on Saturday. But in the secondary, Keontae Scott and Bryce Fitzgerald. Just going against them in practice. What stands out about them, and like, were you surprised to see them, do so well on Saturday?
Not surprised at all, dude. You see them every day in practice making plays. You see the way that they work and prepare, and the whole season. Those two guys have really impacted this team, and they both are guys that came in. I mean, they're in their first year, right? Obviously, Keontae being a transfer and Bryce being a freshman, but the way that they've both been able to have an impact, and it being their first year here, along with me and a lot of other guys. But I mean, they changed that defense. Honestly, you look at the spring, and then you look at when those two guys came in, including another couple guys that came in. It completely changed the landscape of what our defense looked like, and they've been making plays all year. So it was awesome to see. Especially that last one. I don't know if y'all saw the TV copy, but I'm freaking out on the sideline after Bryce caught the last touchdown. I friggin' literally sprinted down the sidelines at him, but man, it was awesome for them to be able to make the plays that they did, and then Keontae obviously come back after being injured for a little bit.
Next, we'll go to Jordan McPherson. Jordan, go ahead.
Yeah, hey Carson, I've got two questions for you. First off, we talked with Shannon Dawson yesterday, and he mentioned just your guys' relationship on the sideline in terms of in-game adjustments and whatnot, and you basically telling him late in the game, "Hey, we need to be running the ball. I can see how this is going to be working." Can you just take us through just how that relationship and that trust between you and Dawson has grown over the course of the year, and just how much your input and how much he's trusting your input in games as the season has gone along?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it takes time to build any type of relationship and build a bond or build trust, which is ultimately the biggest thing when it comes to an offensive coordinator and a quarterback, is that trust for me to him, and then him to me as well. Because there's things that, from his vantage point on the sideline that maybe I don't see the same, or he doesn't see the same, right? So it's important that we communicate and talk to each other while we're out there. And really the biggest thing throughout that game is, we were running the ball at 10 yards a clip, or I guess it might have been like 8, but I know Mark was like 10 yards a clip. And I could see, like, just as the game evolved, like, our guys were leaning on him, leaning on him. And that type of game where it's just a physical, brutal battle, like it was war out there. And that type of game, ultimately, like, those like 2-yard, 3-yard runs at the beginning turn into 5, 6-yard runs, right? Your 8, 9 turn into 12, 14. So I just kind of saw their defense. You could just see in the way that they're playing, and I don't want to say in their effort. Obviously, they were playing their butt off, and but our guys were just physically imposing their will on them, and I went up to them like, "Yo, like, we are physically dominating them. Like, just go smash mouth, just go right at them." And I think we're gonna just be able to go right down the field, and I'll be damned if at that last drive, first play, go right at them, and there goes 60-yard run. Boom. We're just right out the gate. So again, we played very physical, but getting back to the main point of the question, I think that it takes me having trust in him and him having trust in me, and that helps our offense a lot. And our relationship has grown into something that obviously I very much appreciate with Coach Dawson.
And then wanted to ask you about James Brockermeyer. Just obviously the quarterback center relationship's important one. Just how has your relationship with James grown throughout the year, and what has stood out about the way that he's performed for you guys this season?
Yeah, he's one of my best friends on the team. Obviously, we spent a lot of time together. He's in the locker right across from me in the locker room. So obviously we talk a lot throughout the day and practice and outside of practice. So he's really, really smart. I've been around some really good centers. I mean, this is my third center now and my third year starting, and he's one of the best. All of them have been really, really good. Every single guy that I've played with, and he's right up there with all of them. He's so smart. You can tell the effort and the extra time and film that he puts in each and every week. Right, a lot of the calls he's initially making and originally making, and then obviously I have the final veto because I can see the whole picture, but a lot of times he's I don't have to change anything because he's right. And if teams are doing things that are exotic, it's where it's a little bit harder for maybe him to see the back end, right? That's when I can step in. But he's done an unbelievable job this year. And again, very, very grateful to have had him as my center, this season and moving forward.
We got time for a couple more. We'll go next to Chris Stock. Chris, go ahead.
Yeah, Carson, just curious with Shannon, can you just clarify or maybe just sum up what it's been like working with him, and then maybe where you think what area of your game you think he's helped you with the most?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing about our relationship in this season and something that I noticed early on, even when I wasn't practicing, is his demeanor, the way that he carries himself on the sideline during practice. It, it's honestly the perfect demeanor and coach for me. I think it's the most perfect fit just in the way that I am because I'm mostly calm, cool, and collected, but like I can get very fiery and very just in the game. And like I don't know how to explain that, but I'd say fiery is the word. Just based off of kind of like the flow of a game. And his demeanor honestly helps me stay very level. Just kind of eliminates the emotions of what a football game can bring, especially as we continue to go through the season and the stakes and the expectations of each and every game. But that's what I would go to say that he's also taught me the most, and it's through action. A lot of times you teach through action, and watching him and the way that he carries himself each and every game, each and every day on the sideline, it keeps me super level headed, and it's honestly made me a better quarterback and kept me in a better headspace this whole entire season. So super appreciative for the relationship that we've been able to build, and also the ways that he's been able to teach me on the field as well as off the field.
And we'll wrap up with Barry Jackson. Barry, go ahead.
Carson, it was a bit of a slow start for Elijah Lofton, but he's really come on, obviously, this last month. What has he done to make himself more of an impact player, and what have you and Shannon done to help that along?
Yeah, well, he's always been talented, right? He's always been talented, and we knew that from the jump. I mean, when I was coming in here, I was like, who's this number 9? Like, who is this guy, right? And you see him making plays in practice, and the way that he's able to move and get open and get separation. It just honestly early in the season, kind of the way we were calling it, it didn't ask a lot of the tight ends for the most part, right? There weren't a lot of maybe opportunities for him to make plays, right? And when he did have his opportunities, he showed up, but there just wasn't a bunch of opportunities, right? So, and later in the season, as we've kind of mixed and matched and done different things and moved people around, right, the way that we have been this past month or so, he's had a lot more opportunities to make plays, and obviously stepped up huge for us. Obviously had a big catch, getting us in a field goal range this past game on that 2-minute drive at the end of the half. Obviously, we weren't able to execute, but again, and then he does a lot of little things in the run game, blocking for screen game and things of that sort that kind of go unseen and unnoticed. And he's a great kid. I'm obviously one of my best friends on the team. We've been hanging out since the very jump, and super proud of him, the way that he's been able to develop and grow this season, and the way that he's been able to contribute, these past 4 games, past month.
Great. Thank you, Carson, for joining us. Happy holidays, and we'll see you in Dallas.
Thank you, guys.
All right, Carter, we'll be joined by Keontae Scott.
Hey, Keontae, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. How you doing?
Great. Thank you. We've got defensive back Keontae Scott here. As a reminder, if you can use the hand raise function so we know to call on you. And we will start with Brandon Stone. Brandon, go ahead.
Mute. There we go. Hi, Keontae, Brandon Stone from your good old friends at the PPR. Hope you remember us. How you doing?
Yes, sir, I do. I'm doing good.
That's what I like to hear. So can you just start by talking about this journey you made going from Helix to Snow to where you are now and how that's molded you?
Yeah, I would say, the journey has been, full of ups and downs. I feel like, I've learned a lot of things, invaluable lessons throughout the way of, making sure that I'm, doing things that I'm supposed to be doing in order for other things around me to, align and start going the right way. So I feel like in high school, having no offers and having to, figure out and take the junior college route was something that was very humbling experience for me. Seeing my friends go to D1 schools and me not having that opportunity was something that was very humbling, but it was something that, was, that day, was like the decision was made, I told myself I was gonna, do everything that in my power to make sure that I'm doing and checking all the boxes that I needed to check in order for everything else around me to be taken care of. And I feel like as the line goes on, that was, one thing I instilled in my life. And I feel like as the time goes on, I use that kind of as a template, based on anything and any situation I go through. Is kind of like, just making sure that I'm checking all the boxes on my end, in order for everything else to be going around, everything else around me to be going, the way it's supposed to be going. You got to take a look in the mirror. It's definitely something I'm, very grateful for, and a lot of ups and downs, but so I'm a firm believer in everything happens for a reason, and we're here now.
Very cool. Also for the mod, I have two more questions here, and then I'll be done. The first of those, second, is you played on a pretty star-studded team that last year at Helix with a lot of friends and guys who are even playing right now. For example, Christian Washington playing at San Diego State. What are your memories from those Helix days and the bond you guys were able to build?
Just super fun. I didn't get to spend a lot of time with those guys. Just one year, but the year I brought in, it was kind of like had a lot of familiarity with a lot of the guys there already. So it was definitely something I was super excited to be around. And then just the memories of high school, getting the wins, being at Helix, going to school and having the games and stuff, and then going into that brotherhood and them becoming my brothers now. We still talk to this day. So there's definitely some fun memories, and I'm excited to eventually be able to get back and be around some of them again.
Last thing here, I don't know if you remember this, but in the Open Championship that year in 2019, you had a pick six. Do you happen to remember who that pick six was off of at all?
Yeah, I do. That's funny. My uncle brought that up actually yesterday when I was on the phone with him.
What do you think of Julian Sand and his abilities? What has it been like to watch him? Did you ever get to watch him in high school when you were on your journey as well?
Yeah, definitely. Us San Diegoans, we go hard for anybody from the town. So I'm definitely excited for him and his journey, and definitely thinks he's a great quarterback. And I'm definitely excited to be around him for sure.
Great. Thank you very much. Good luck.
Next, we'll go to Adam Lichtenstein. Adam, go ahead.
Hey, Keontae. Just looking back, when you decided to transfer to Miami back in the spring, is this where you anticipated kind of how the season would go? Did you anticipate having such a strong season and then, you guys making a run in the playoffs?
I definitely feel like you can never say too much anticipation. My biggest thing was to focus on the outer things, the things I could control in the situation of making sure it was a good opportunity, and stuff like that. And I feel like all those boxes have been checked. Everything the coaches have, their main pitches to me, and while was in the portal and all the things are happening, I have came alive. So I'm definitely grateful for the situation, grateful for the coaches, grateful for the university, and I'm just, blessed.
And then also, obviously, you guys were, pretty excited for Bryce after the game there. Just watching his development over the course, from when he arrived in the summer to now. I mean, one, are you surprised that he's had this much success so fast? And what does he do that kind of puts him in position to do things like that, both, things he does off the field and just the way he plays to be able to be such a ball hawk?
Yeah, I would definitely say, Bryce practices hard and you see the ball find his hands in practice. And I feel like that's how, that's our main pitch is to, make sure that things are translating from the practice and into the game. And he's definitely taking that from the practice into the game. I mean, fall camp, you see the ball finding his hand all the time. Going into the season, the ball still finding his hands. I mean, the ball finds his hands. So he does a good job of preparation, of being in the office and being with the GAs and the assistants and being with Coach Harris and just studying and just knowing and being ready for his moment. And then also, he's bought into the brotherhood. So it's definitely something we're super excited to see. Everybody, when they make their plays, we're super excited to just to cheer him up and stuff. It's hard. What we do is hard. So, when you make a play like that at such a young age, and we're just super turned for him and super excited for him and we're excited to see that keep going on.
Next, we'll go to Jordan McPherson. Jordan, go ahead.
Yeah, hey there, Keontae. Just curious from your perspective, what is it about Coach Heatherman's defensive scheme, his style, that allowed you to thrive in the nickel position, and where have you seen the most growth in your game throughout as the season's progressed?
I feel like, Coach Heatherman does a good job of I would say of calling it. At the end of the day, the players make the plays come alive. But at the end of the day, you want to be in good situations, and I feel like he does a good job of putting, everybody in good situations. Equaling out. He looks out for the defensive line also, but looks out for the back end. And I definitely think it's just, something that's exciting to be around a DC. He's very excited for us. He pushes us and keeps us going. And he's a defensive coordinator where, he's not really satisfied. I mean, it's moments in the game, where we want to clean up at the end of the day, and that's something that just pushes us all, and everybody on the defensive side of the ball, everybody on the team really to just continue to want and do more. There's always something that could be better, and he always is also preaching of playing the next play. Something's gonna happen. They're going to make a play. They have scholarship guys too. And he always preaches just to, continue to, keep chopping wood. And that's something that we love him for. And we're super grateful for him. And then as far as myself, I just feel like, the tangibles and the tools in my game compared with, what he wants done by the nickel is just meshing very well. So I'm excited about it. And we're all excited about it.
Next, we'll go to Patrick Murphy. Patrick, go ahead.
Hey, obviously Jeremiah Smith is a name that will be at the top of your guys' scouting report, I imagine. But could you just talk about Ohio State's receiving core as a whole and how they complement each other as a group?
Yeah, I definitely feel like they have a talented group. Definitely exciting matchup for us. We're excited to get out there, and it's definitely something they do a good job of stretching the field and creating explosive plays. Good hands, good routes, finding zone holes. So they do a good job. They have a great room, and we're excited for it.
Next, we'll go to Dan Dan Tortora. Go ahead.
Yeah, Keontae, just looking at this season, I mean, we know that your offense can score, but defensively, we saw probably the best defensive game of the entire season against Texas A&M. Just bring me into what that says about this team as you step forward to face Ohio State.
Yeah, I definitely would just say, defensively as a whole, but then offensively, just as a team, there's times where, offenses had our backs and I just think it just brings up the team chemistry, the brotherhood behind the whole situation of the defense has the offensive back, the offense has the defensive back. I mean, I feel like there's no really panic in the defense, which is something that it's something that I love and to be around, and it's just motivating to be around guys. Malachi Tony has the fumble, and you see guys grab their helmets and sprint onto the field. No, there's no panic. There's no, everybody's just calm and super super confident at this moment. So we're definitely excited about that. But it's definitely something that's just contagious to be around, and we're hoping to keep that going.
We got time for a couple more. Next, we'll go to Rachel Bachman. Rachel, go ahead.
Hey, Keontae, I'm curious what you think of Malachi Tony's play this year. Maybe have a story from practice or behind the scenes, especially since he's pretty young for a college freshman.
Yeah, I mean, since the moment I got here, it was just like, I heard, I've obviously heard when I first got here, but just being able to see like the the way he approaches every day, the way he gets in the building, he's one of the first guys in the building, one of the last guys out, the way he wants to work, the way he wants to play, and then the way you see it translate onto the field on Saturdays, just something that, you can appreciate from a young guy. So it's something that's just exciting, and I'm so excited to see as he keeps building on top of what he's doing already onto the maturing and stuff like that, and where it goes. I'm just excited for it. But man, he's just someone I'm very grateful for be in my situation of how much he's helped me, perfect my craft, perfect my technique, and something that I feel like I've been able to help him too also. So it's just something that we've created a bond, but just the way he is around everybody, and he's just such a great teammate and someone you love to have in the building. So we're definitely excited for 10. We got 10's back fully.
Thank you.
And we'll wrap up with Barry Jackson. Barry, go ahead.
Hi, Keontae. Congratulations on a great season. UM has had such success the last couple of years with post-spring portals. Obviously, that's going away. There's no longer going to be a post-spring cycle. But can you explain their success as far as you're concerned in luring you? Was it something that Mario said, Zach Etheridge, Will? What made you want to come here and made UM appealing?
Oh, I think it was just a trust thing, like I spoke on before. Cristobal recruited me out of JUCO, Coach Harris recruited me out of JUCO, and Coach Etheridge also recruited me out of JUCO. So I think it was more of a, just a field thing. If I was going to bank my buck on anything, why not bank it on, three people, three personnel, three coaches that have, that trust in me, that have seen me play at a level, and that, that trust in me. So I felt like that was just the best thing. That it was just, it brought everything together. It just made the most sense to be in a situation where you got coaches around you that, care for you and then know what you can do. So it was a mesh thing, but then also, something that, I'll be happily to speak to transfers, planning on to come in. Is just something that you hear them say some stuff, and you hear them, their pitches, and then you get here and it's all playing out. And it's definitely something that, should be put on full display for all the, guys in the country that want to, potentially consider Miami. Is just something that you're getting brought in to do something, and then the coaches are telling you one thing and it's happening. So I definitely feel like it's excited for the future of the program, and then definitely grateful for the situation as a whole. Like I spoke on, grateful for the university, grateful for everybody in the building. I'm just grateful to be here.
Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much, Keontae. Happy holidays, and we'll see you in Dallas.
No problem. Go Canes.
Carter, we've got linebacker Wes Basaint here to join us.
Hey, Wes, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right. We've got linebacker Wesley Basaint here. Again, as a reminder, if you can use the hand raise function so we know to call on you, and we will start with Adam Lichtenstein. Adam, go ahead.
Hey Wes, how's it going?
Adam, how's it going, man?
Doing well. So just looking back at, I think it was the second to last play on defense when Mo made that tackle, and obviously it was a scary moment after he got hurt. Just what does he mean to the defense? And then seeing him, you know, pop, come right back up and start celebrating after Bryce makes that pick. Just how much did that mean to you guys?
It meant a lot, man. Just for him to put his body on the line, for the team, it meant a lot, man. It was an incredible play. And that just shows what he means to the defense. And yeah, I mean, yeah, it speaks for itself, man, how much he cares and how much everyone cares. And it was a great play, and he means a lot to this squad of defense.
Next, we'll go to Jordan McPherson. Jordan, go ahead.
Yeah, hey there, Wes. Just curious, just your thoughts on just the defense performance overall on Saturday. Obviously, you guys were able to do just about everything that you needed to against Texas A&M. What stood out the most to you about how you guys played in that first round matchup?
Honestly, just how we stayed composed, man, and disciplined. And we didn't flinch, man, and that we went out there, and you could tell we were playing for each other, man, and that's what it's all about, just going out there playing for your brother, on the side of you. It means a whole lot more, and you playing with a different edge when you play like that.
Do you feel like your defense, you guys are peaking at the right time?
most definitely, and I feel like we haven't even played a complete game yet. Like I feel like we played our best game yet, and we still have a couple more opportunities to prove that or do that.
Next up, let's go back to Dan Tortora. Dan, go ahead.
Wes, just looking at the history of Miami football and just what we've seen from defenses over the years and some of those great teams, I know that, you obviously are playing in the here and now, so it'd be easy to say that this defense is the best one. But what is it about how you feel this defense would stack up against the history of Miami? Why is this defense so special?
Like I said, because honestly, I feel like we play for one another, and we all play like we got that chip on our shoulder. Like we all play like we need it, like every snap. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like it's just a different edge about us.
And when you look at your head coach, Mario Cristobal, what is it about the way that he is, the personality that he has? How does his leadership style get through to this team by and large as a whole?
Um, Man, honestly, Coach Cristobal gotta punch you in the mouth. Uh, he gotta punch you in the mouth mentality, man. We just try our best to follow behind that, man, and just be physical, and be nasty when you on the field. And that's what he preaches to us, and that's what we try our best to do, honestly.
Next, we'll go to Nick Hamilton. Nick, go ahead.
You talked about just everybody playing for one another and just creating that synergy over the course of the season. Is there a moment or moments that you all realize, okay, now we're starting to really come in sync and really click week in and week out that got you to the point where you are coming up in the Cotton Bowl?
Honestly, that starts in practice, man. That starts the whole defense going up to watch film together. After practice. That's where I feel like all that stuff starts, and it transfers to game day. This is something that we've worked on this off season, like getting together, having dinner together, in the off season. So I feel like it was only a matter of time before it actually happened. We've been knew what we wanted to do as a unit. So it was just putting in action more than just saying words.
We got time for a couple more. We'll go to Ken Berry. Ken, go ahead. Ken, you there?
Sorry about that. Good morning.
Morning.
So, in regards to the senior class and the standard that they've kind of set, how has the rest of the younger guys kind of matched that intensity, and really just managed to stay consistent with the goals that the senior class probably set out before the season even started?
Just looking up to us, looking at the seniors, man. Just try to imitate anything we do. They're gonna follow behind. So just like I said, everyone just going in, just being on the string. You know what I'm saying? Like if one going up to watch film, grab a freshman with you, teach him, answer any questions he has to ask. Just keeping one on your hip. That take you a long way. So just being a leader for those guys, man, because they're looking at you all the time.
Thank you.
And we'll wrap up with Barry Jackson. Barry, go ahead.
Hi, Wes. Besides the talent obviously being upgraded, what's the other thing you would point to that Coach Cristobal has done to really upgrade the quality of the program? Why has it come together this year beyond just player talent?
Um, Me being here all 4 years, man, I'll probably just have to say culture, man. I feel like it was a big culture shift and the way we do things here. Um, the type of people we brought in, man, it just come together. Like I've been preaching this whole this whole Zoom, just play for one another, man. That could take you so far, and it's underrated of what you can do when you plan for the person beside you and not just yourself.
Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Wes. Happy holidays, and we will see you at the Cotton Bowl.
Happy holidays.
Carter, we're going to be joined by defensive edge Akeem Mesidor, who's sitting down now.
Hey, Kim, can you hear me?
Yep.
All right. We've got defensive end Hakeem Mesidor here. We'll go right back to Barry Jackson. Barry, go ahead.
Hi, Akeem. Congrats on a great season. Why do you think you've kind of morphed from a very good player to now an elite player who's projected to go first round in the draft? If you could cite reasons for that and also JT's role in helping you get there.
Well, I think it's one my mentality. Um, you know, I can't my mentality is, I left Ottawa. I love Ottawa, but I refuse to go back. So I need to become the best player I can in order to just maximize everything that was given to me. Like this facility, the coaches, the people that surround me. You have all these resources, so you might as well maximize and get the most out of it. Um, you know, JT helped me a ton. He coached me for 4 years. I pick his brain daily. I'm a student of the game, so I asked him a bunch of questions. I asked him how he would, do certain things on the field, how he would play the run, how he'd play this specific block, whatever it is. Any questions I have, I ask him. And then strength and conditioning. You just everybody in this facility really helped me get to where I want to be. But I think it first starts with my mentality and how I work.
Thank you.
Next, let's go to Jordan McPherson. Jordan, go ahead.
Yeah, hey there, Akeem. Just curious now, do you guys have a few days to look at them? Just what stands out about Ohio State's offensive line and what are going to be some of the challenges they may present to you guys?
Well, as the whole country knows, Ohio State's a great team. They have a really good offensive line, good running backs, quarterbacks. The receivers speak for themselves. But they're a good team, and I'm ready to get after it.
Next, we'll go to Dan Tortora. Dan, go ahead.
Hakeem, I had the opportunity to speak with you at ACC kickoff going into the season. From that first moment of the expectations that you had to where you stand right now, bring me through what was on your mind stepping in and how this team has maybe secured some of the things that you hoped for already.
All that's been on my mind every game is play the game you love, have fun, and just go compete. I get like everybody else, I get nervous before games, unsure, I doubt myself sometimes. But at the end of the day, if I just go out there, have fun, and win my one-on-one, every play, everything will take care of itself. So that was my mindset throughout the season, and it's gonna be my mindset moving forward in these playoffs. Just go have fun, play the game you love, and win your one-on-one.
When you look at Miami, the country may be looking at you as an underdog. Do you see yourselves with kind of a chip on your shoulder? Do you care about any of that stuff? Do you like being the underdog, or how do you kind of assess that?
I don't really care about what anybody has to say. I play football as everybody else. We all play football. We're all ballers in our minds. We all believe in each other and believe in ourselves. So all the exterior noise and stuff, I don't really care for it. I'm just here to play football.
Thanks, Akeem. I appreciate it.
Next, we'll go to Adam Lichtenstein. Adam, go ahead.
Hey, Akeem. What does Keontae Scott bring to the pass rush? 'Cause I think he's like probably third or fourth on the team in sacks right now. He had a couple against A&M. Do you guys, I mean, one, what does he bring to the pass rush? And then two, do you guys have like a bit of a friendly rivalry with him? Like, you guys crack jokes about like, the fact that he's an offensive back and he's in the backfield just as much as you guys?
No, we haven't spoken to him about that. But he's a versatile player, man. As a little guy, like he's in the box, filling in, helping support in the run. When he's coming off the edge, he has a good bend. He uses his chop. Like he looks at us like he'll come do some pass rush stuff with us on the sideline during like special teams or whenever he's not on the field. Um, but man, he's just super versatile, and it's great for him to be. I love playing with him.
And let's wrap up with Kenneth Berry. Kenneth, go ahead.
Awesome morning. So obviously D line's been playing amazing, pretty much all season. You and you and Ruben kind of spearhead that, obviously. What was just kind of the mentality coming into this season for how you guys wanted to set a standard for run defense, um, eye discipline, and just making sure that you guys are playing in their backfield.
We wanted to have a violent approach to our defense. When you talk about the whole defense, that's what we want. But up front with me and Ruben, actually the whole D line, we just want to be very dominant, knock the line of scrimmage back every play, and then stop the run and earn the right to rush the passer. And when it comes to rushing the passer, that's what we love to do as D linemen. But when it comes to me and Ruben, our mentality was just to lead our front, and ultimately lead this defense. Because everything starts up front when it comes to O line, D line, whatever it is. It starts in the trenches. And me and Ruben, we always have a friendly competition of who's going to be most productive. So we push each other, but then that also like other guys see us push each other, and then it pushes them, and then it's like a domino effect.
Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Akeem. Happy holidays, and we'll see you in Dallas.
Thank you. Happy holidays.
Hey, Carter, we're going to be joined by center James Brockermeyer.
Hey, James, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right. We've got Center James Brockermeyer here. As a reminder, if you could use the hand raise function so we know to call on you, and we will start with Adam Lichtenstein. Adam, go ahead.
Hey, James. I know you guys have only had a limited time so far to watch Ohio State film, but just from what you have seen from their defensive front, what makes them so effective?
Yeah, first of all, they're super talented. I would imagine all of those guys will have great careers in the NFL, and they've had a great season. And uh, they're strong, they're smart, they're physical, they play the game the right way. So once again, we have a tremendous challenge on our hands, and it's a great opportunity for us.
And then you've played next to Inez Cooper all season. I know there's a video going around of one of his highlights of him pancaking a dude. Like, what have you seen from him? What makes him so effective? And what's he like to play next to all season?
Yeah, he's very fun to play with. He's a very entertaining person to play with on the field too. I mean, he's a stud all around. He plays super physical, and he's very smart at the same time. He's one of those guys that probably could come out there and not make any calls, and he would know what to do. So he's a stud, great guy, great football player, and I'm really, really grateful to play next to him.
And not to monopolize the time, but you mentioned he's funny or fun to play with, and amusing to play next to. What's the funniest moment you can, PG-13 that you can say that he's done on the field?
Yeah, I mean, you guys can see all of it out there. I mean, he's always just saying whatever crazy stuff he's doing. There's probably a lot of stuff I can't repeat that he says, but just very, very funny and very, very entertaining. But at the same time, he's a pro and does everything the right way too.
Next, we'll go to Jordan McPherson. Jordan, go ahead.
Yeah, hey James. As a guy from the Dallas area, just what does it mean? Does it mean a little extra to be playing in the Cotton Bowl for the second round?
It's cool for my friends and family to be able to come to the game, but I'd say playing in the quarterfinals against Ohio State is more than enough motivation to get ready for the game. And there's a lot more to the game than just me coming coming around where I'm from. So we're really excited for the opportunity.
And then for you, since you got to Miami, where would you say has been the biggest growth in your game, and what can you attribute that to?
I think coming to Miami, one of the biggest things I've grown with, just like a mental understanding of the game. I think I've really been fortunate to have really good coaches who have poured just so much into me over the season. Teach me all the the formations, all the tags we have in our pass and run game, and I feel like I have a much broader understanding of the entire offense as a whole here than place I've been in the past.
Next, we'll go to Dan Tortora. Dan, go ahead.
James, for you going through this road with, the team this season to get to where you are right now, representing the ACC, the only team from that conference, what does that mean to you? Does that have any place in your heart or in your mind, knowing that you're representing the power of the ACC?
Yeah, I mean we're aware of it. Aware of it. I mean, obviously we would have loved to been able to have the chance playing the AC championship game this year, but at the end of the day, I think everything happens for a reason, and everything that's happened throughout the season, the highs and the lows, have all got us to this point. So yeah, it's definitely an honor to represent the ACC in the playoffs, and at the same time represent the U.
Looking at the leadership of Carson Beck under center, what has that experience been like for you? And what can you say about how he leads, just the way he goes about the game?
Yeah, he's awesome. He leads us vocally, leads us by example. He's just an all around great leader, great guy, great friend that I've been super fortunate to meet and play with this year, and it's just pretty crazy to play with him. I mean, he's a guy we used to play against back in the day, so he's just a total stud all around, and he's he's part of the reason we've had success this year, obviously.
Got time for a couple more. We'll go to Barry Jackson. Barry, go ahead.
Hi, James. Going up against these defensive tackles in practice, what is the skill about Justin Scott specifically that you think has made him come on this year? And also, any thoughts? Same question with Moten and with Blay, as far as what they've added.
Yeah, all of those guys have been awesome for us this year, and it's no surprise that they've had a great season and been part of such a great defense for us this year. I mean, even in spring ball and fall camp, those guys were always, giving us a lot of challenges up front, and it's made us better. We make them better at the same time. So we're very blessed to be able to get great looks like that in practice. And like I said, all those guys are total studs and have very bright futures in football. So we're really lucky to be able to have them on our team, and can't wait to see what they do next game.
Is there a specific skill with Justin Scott, James, which you can point to?
Yeah, I mean he's all around. He's a great player. He plays with great energy. He plays a good pad level. He's very strong and physical at the point of attack. So I'd say those things are his best attributes, and great person as well.
Thank you.
And we'll wrap up with Kenneth Berry. Kenneth, go ahead.
Hey, James. In regards to the synergy of the offense and how you guys have kind of grown together throughout the season, how much input, like in terms of Cristobal, obviously his experience, former Hurricane, former lineman, how much has his influence kind of rubbed off on you guys in just the identity of how this offense is supposed to look?
Yeah, obviously, Coach Chris Ball being a former offensive lineman, he places a big emphasis on the trenches, whether that's offense or defensive line. So that's one of obviously his area of specialty. I mean, every coach has their specific thing that they've coached in the past. So he places a big point of emphasis on that, and it's really cool for him to be able to lead us just obviously I'm biased as an offensive lineman to be able to play for an offensive line guy. It's really cool to experience, and we're just really blessed and lucky to have him as our coach.
Thanks.
Great. Thanks, James. Happy holidays, and we'll see you at the Cotton Bowl.
All right. Happy holidays. Thank y'all.
We'll be joined momentarily by Francis Maui Noah. Stacey, can you hear me?
Yep.
All right. We're going to stick with the offensive line. We've got Francis Maui Noah here. And again, as a reminder, you can use the hand raise function so we know to call on you. And we will start with Adam Lichtenstein. Adam, go ahead.
Hey, CC. So just I know you guys only have like a day or so of watching Ohio State film so far, but from watching their defensive front, what makes them so effective?
I mean, their D line is the power of their defense. I mean, these guys work so hard, and they're who they are because of them. Um, with a lot of All-Americans all around the board, and a lot of great talents around their defense as well. We're pretty excited to go over and get to play with them and get to compete for the one goal that we all want.
And then, you've played next to Inez for a couple of years now. Just having, basically grown up with him through the last couple of years, how have you seen him grow as a player and grow as like a leader on the team?
Yeah, I mean, he's been a leader from day one when I got in, but with his playing style, I mean, he elevates every year. You can, film don't lie, and when you watch from the beginning of my freshman year all the way to this year, I mean, he's improved like a bunch. Um, he's a great leader off and on the field. He talks a lot, and he's very vocal. And he goes out there and he stands by his business as well.
Next, we'll go to Jordan McPherson. Jordan, go ahead.
Yeah, hey there, CC. I've got two for you. First off, with the way the run game was yesterday, especially that final drive, how much fun is that for an offensive lineman to be able to pave the way for a guy like Mark Fletcher?
Yeah, I mean, the O-line always wants to run the ball. I feel like that's the model for every offensive lineman out there. But it's a good feeling to be able to not only contribute in pass blocking, but run blocking feels different because you're paving the way. And that's one thing that we take pride in. And yeah, we were just excited to help Mark Fletcher, do his thing. You see him; he's the bad guy out there. And we're just grateful to be able to be a part of that of him, being able to do his own thing.
And then wanted to ask you about James Brockermeyer. He's really the only new addition to the offensive line this year. How were you guys able to ingratiate him, get him as basically to become one of the guys as quickly as you guys did? And what has stood out about his performance this year?
Yeah, I mean, James Brockermeyer came in first day in, and he's a very fun guy to hang around with. I mean, he's very friendly, and he's very he can talk a lot about football as well. I mean, he was not really a hard guy to get around with, but his mood around the offensive lineman, not only on our room, but also in the locker room with the whole team. I mean, he's very fun guy to hang around with, and that's the type of guy that you can build chemistry off of. And the way he's been playing this year, I mean, it's immaculate. I mean, he's been a great leader. He knows a lot of ball. He knows a lot of knowledge about the game, and we're just excited to go behind his lead.
Next, we'll go to Barry Jackson. Barry, go ahead.
Hi, sorry about that delay, Francis. I was going to ask you with Alex being coached by him, if you had to tell high school recruits the benefit of coming here, how he will make you better, and also kind of a lighthearted thing with him. Is there any funny way he's shown you over these last few years how much he cares in terms of do you get late night texts? Do you get 5 a.m. texts? Do you get texts in the middle of June?
I mean, Coach Mirabel is one of the best coach out there that ever, coaches the offensive lineman. And I'm just a byproduct of it. I mean, coming in, I wasn't really sure what I'm gonna do, but with his lead, and he's the type of coach that comes to you straight up, and he's an old school coach, and that's the way I like it. I mean, he pushed me very hard to be who I am today, and it's all thanks and like all the thanks to him. And Coach Mirabel is the type of guy that, he's always up at 4 in the morning, and he'll be texting his Twitters, and he'll be sending us message in the group chat at 4 in the morning. And, we're we're just, that's something that we make fun of, but that type of guy that brings that much energy into the group. And not only that, but he's very efficient with how he brings his stuff. I mean, he's the same guy today, tomorrow, and he'll be the same guy next week. I mean, he always goes hard, and he's like the type of coaches that you look up to, like, he's very small, but his vocal and his leadership speaks a lot.
Thank you.
Got time for a couple more. We'll go to Dan Hope. Dan, go ahead.
Hey, Francis, I know you were teammates with Carnell Tate in high school. Just what was it like playing with him then, and what's it been like to see his development at Ohio State?
I already know he was gonna do what he's doing right now. I mean, he was that guy over there, IMG, head down, and didn't really talk much, but he's all about his business. But he's the same guy that I'm seeing on film as well. I mean, he's been going around, catching balls, making plays out down there, which is what I expected out of him from the day we met at IMG. He's a great guy, great leader, great teammate as well. And I know he'll be one of the threats at the Ohio State.
Thank you.
And we'll wrap up with Dan Tortora. Dan, go ahead.
CC, you had an opportunity this season to do something rare for an offensive lineman, score a touchdown. Just bring me into that and, kind of the trick plays in the wheelhouse of this offense that they were willing to trust you in that moment.
Yeah, I mean, we practiced this play like around 2 years ago, but finally got a chance to run it. I mean, it's an honor. I mean, it's I know my strength and my athleticism, and to be able to be trusted by the coaches with that play, I mean, it's speak of something else. And I'm very grateful that we run it. Got a chance to run it. I mean, if we practiced 2 years for a play that we never run, I mean, it's disappointing. But when we got down there with Syracuse, it was we were supposed to call another play, but fortunately someone called a timeout, and we came off the field, and me and Cooper was going to coach. Hey man, coach, just give me the ball, coach. I'll put it in the end zone. And luckily, coach trusted me with that opportunity, and yeah, so I went out there and do my thing.
Great. Thank you, CC. Happy holidays, and we'll see you in Dallas.
Thank you.
Hey, Mark, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right. We've got running back Mark Fletcher here. As a reminder, if you can use the hand raise function so we know to call on you. And we will start with Nick Hamilton. Nick, go ahead.
Hey, Mark, happy holidays to you.
Yes, sir. Same to you.
Thank you. Wanted to ask you, where have you seen the biggest growth in your game this season, especially in the last couple of games where you had that Marshawn Lynch-esque type runs?
Yes, sir. I just think just staying consistent. I just doing my job to the best of my ability. I feel like that's where I've grown. Just staying consistent, working on my second level speed, and then of course blocking.
And next we'll go to Jordan McPherson. Jordan, go ahead.
Yeah. Hey, Mark, I've got two questions for you, man. First off, what's it like being able to play behind this offensive line and the holes they're able to create for you in the run game?
Yes, sir. I tell people it's the best foot in the world. If you're a running back, you definitely want to come here to this university behind that O line under Alex Marable.
And then secondly, saw the ESPN story they did on you when they talked to your mom and all that, and they mentioned that you've already decided, or it sounded like you've decided you're coming back for next year. Is that the case? And if so, what went into the decision?
Yes, sir. Yeah, it's true. I'm coming back another year, and I have another year. I'm a junior, true junior. I have another year guaranteed, and man, I love this team, love this organization, love this culture, and I just want to spend one more time with my brothers while I can.
Next, we'll go to Joey Kaufman. Joey, go ahead.
Uh, Mark, there was a time a couple years ago where you were committed to Ohio State before you ended up in Miami. Just wondered what you remember from being committed to the Buckeyes, and just kind of what ultimately was for you were the factors in ending up at Miami instead of Ohio State.
Sorry, may you please repeat that for me one more time?
Yeah, just curious what the factors ultimately were when you decommitted from Ohio State and ended up at Miami back coming out of high school.
Okay, yeah, yes, sir. I'm from this area, and I just felt that, if anything were to go, not necessarily wrong, not planning for failure, but like I just felt that I would just be most successful if I just stayed home and played for the Hurricanes, and everything just worked out for me that way. So, yes, sir.
Was it hard to call the Ohio State coaches, or what do you remember just about sort of like that kind of parting?
Yeah, no, I feel like in that recruiting stage, I feel like all athletes, that's when you're gonna have to learn how to have those hard conversations. That's just becoming a man, having to tell people no, having to disappoint people. But at the end of the day, this is your life. So yeah, that conversation was hard, and it was hard to tell other coaches no as well. Like, but that's what all athletes, in that recruiting stage have to go through. But it just makes you a better person, and especially a better man.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Next, we'll go to Adam Lichtenstein. Adam, go ahead.
Hey, Mark, how's it going?
Going good, and so.
Doing well. So kind of a similar question. Obviously, there's some guys on Ohio State. Brandon Innes, who you played with. I'm sure you've met, know the other South Florida guys on the team. Just what's it like when you're facing off against people you know? Just what is that like? Even if you're not going against them like directly, like obviously Brandon doesn't play defense. What's it like facing off against guys that you grew up with, guys that who you've known for a while?
It makes it so much more fun. Like we're both at, great schools, great universities, impacting people, chasing our dreams. And just because we're doing it at different places doesn't mean that we don't have the same goal. So man, it's just a beautiful thing what this game brings. And yeah, it might have to turn you against your friends at a point in time, but hey man, it's just a beautiful opportunity.
We have time for a couple more. We'll go to Patrick Murphy. Patrick, go ahead.
Hey, Mark, I know you guys have played some tough defenses this year, but statistically, the Buckeyes have the top rush defense in the country. What challenges do you see when you watch them on film in the rush defense department?
Big up front, big on the second level. Safeties come down, hit, communicate very well, fly around. It's just chaos everywhere. Those guys, they chase the ball, communicate very well, and they're just ball players, excited for the challenge. Gamers on every level.
And we'll wrap up with Dan Hope. Dan, go ahead.
Hey, Mark, with you once being committed to Ohio State and now being at Miami, does this feel like kind of a full circle moment for you playing them in this stage?
Yes, sir. It kind of does. You can say that. Yeah, no, it definitely kind of feel like a full circle moment. But hey, man, any game that I get to play, I'm just very blessed to have the opportunity.
And you were asked before about your former teammate, Brandon Innes. Just what was he like as a teammate in high school, and what's it been like watching his career at Ohio State?
Yeah, no, he was. Every time I see him, man, he was just like my favorite player. So exciting to watch, and just watching his journey. He had to go through, some adversity. He's kind of, picking it up now. But man, his journey's not over yet. I'm excited to see what he does, and I'm definitely excited to play him.
Thank you.
So,
All right. Thank you, Mark. Happy holidays, and we'll see you at the Cotton Bowl.
God bless y'all.
Carter, we're joined now by Ruben Bain.
Hey, Ruben, can you hear us?
Yes, sir.
All right, we're wrapping up here with defensive end Ruben Bain. As a reminder, please use the hand raise function so we know to call on you, and we will start with Adam Lichtenstein. Adam, go ahead.
Hey, Ruben, how's it going?
Hey, it's good to you.
Doing well. So first off, just I know you haven't had a ton of time yet to watch Ohio State film, but when you look at like their offensive line, what stands out to you about them?
It's just another good group we got to go against. I mean, the big, the physical, talented, they communicate well, experienced. They all been in these shoes before, especially this deep in the playoffs. So, knowing that we're gonna go against the team, the program, and a position that's very experienced and talented.
And then I asked Akeem the same question. With Keontae Scott, I mean, first off, what does him being back on the field do for the defense as a whole? And then second, I mean, just how is he as a defensive back just so effective, in the backfield?
I mean, it does a lot for the defense. One, just having another weapon on the field that also eliminate plays and threats, and just for being a DB, he's aggressive. He's flying around 100 miles per hour at all times, and he's trying to make plays. He's trying to make plays before I can make plays. So this one is motivation for me because I know if I don't get it, Keontae gonna be right there. And it's just knowing that we got a great player right here.
Is there ever a moment, like obviously you know the plays, you know when he's blitzing and stuff, but is there ever a moment where like you're in the backfield and you're like, wait, how are you already here too?
Yeah, a couple of times, like even on like the strip sack play, I was running down trying to get him, and here come Keontae flying around the corner.
Next, we'll go to Jordan McPherson. Jordan, go ahead.
Yeah. Hey, Ruben, two questions for you. First off, yesterday doing your toy drive, just what did it mean to be able to do that and to have that platform? And what was that like for you to be able to get back the way you've been able to?
It was amazing, man. Seeing all the kids come out, all the excitement on their face. I started probably had like over 400, 500 toys, like 80 some bikes, and it was just a great feeling. Everybody was leaving with smiles on their face, a whole bunch of toys, and it was all around a good day, good time. I was so tired, but it's all worth it, man.
Yeah, no doubt about that. And then secondly, about the team, your guys' defense from the start of that 4-game win streak to end of the regular season to through what you guys just did on Saturday. Do you feel like you guys are peaking at the right time? And what has gone into the success you guys have had as of late?
Well, yeah, I'll say we are. Get better each and every week. Want to know, like Coach Cristobal says, but I was talking to Akeem about this, and one of our coaches, like, I feel like because we just been talking about our path and to playoffs and everything and praying and stuff, and just saying like God is real, how He got this everything set up for us, and everything's just gonna happen for a reason. And as time goes on, things start to reveal itself, and we'll just play football to know we know we can play it, and everything gonna happen for a reason.
Next, we'll go to Dan Hope. Dan, go ahead.
Hey, Ruben, when you're going up against a team in Ohio State who has, the top ranked defense in the country, how much does that like excite you guys for that challenge of going head to head with them?
I feel like it's a lot, you know. It's a great challenge, great opportunity because one, that's a great program, great defense over there, and two, we feel like we're a great program, great defense too. So it's just an amazing opportunity we got to go back to Texas and play some more football and just play and compete. That's we're a team full of competitors, so now we get the chance to compete again.
And when you watch Julian Sand on film, what are some of the things that, make him unique maybe compared to other quarterbacks you've played this year?
Well, for his age is very knowledgeable at the game. Got the mindset to like carry him very far. He's smarter, like he's a real smart young guy. Like as a sophomore, you wouldn't expect nobody to have the mindset and skill set that he does, but he does, and he's go out and play just as if he was a fifth or fourth year guy.
Thank you.
Got time for a couple more. We'll go to Dan Tortora. Dan, go ahead.
Ruben, looking at the fact that not everybody in their history can say that they blocked a field goal, just bring me into that moment and the timing and just, reliving that.
Man, that was crazy. You're trying to, I'm thinking this is a regular field goal block. Was trying to blow through the line fast as possible and get over the other side of the line of scrimmage. And next thing you know, I got stalled a little bit. I jumped up. I'm looking above everybody, and the ball coming straight to my hand. I felt it, and I heard the pop. I was like, oh, damn, I got to catch this, even though I wasn't supposed to. But The emotions and stuff kind of overfilled me, and everything just happened where we blocked the kick and keep points off the board.
And you just talked about, having faith in God, just how that centers you and just what that means to you beyond football and beyond anything maybe in this world.
It centers me a lot. I actually had a verse before the game, just saying that God has the final say, so you know when everything's gonna happen, and that's my mindset. It's not worry because I know that at the end of the day, God has everything planned out, and everything's already set in stone. So whatever's gonna happen is gonna happen. So I could just go out and play free, have no worry, and just go out with the mindset that I could just do what I want. 'Cause I know at the end of the day, everything happens for a reason.
Thanks, Ruben. God bless.
Yeah, same to you.
And we will wrap up with Kenneth Berry. Kenneth, go ahead.
Morning, Ruben.
Good morning.
In regards to just obviously, Coach Cristobal, former offensive lineman, how has he, challenged you going into this season and just weekly to different aspects of your game, and how have you managed to like pick his brain on just breaking down an offensive lineman day to day?
Um, well, like you say, he was a former offensive lineman, so his mindset is trenches, 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 and he gives me the best tools and practice to compete, which is bringing in better O linemen and great O linemen for me to iron sharp iron, going against every day, and that's my mindset. That every rep, every time I can, I want to go against CC and Kel and Cool, Matt, James, anytime I can. Uh, Anytime competitive period we got, that's my best key. That's my best kind of practice. Just going against the best players in the country. That's my offensive line.
Thank you.
Great, Ruben. Thank you so much. Happy holidays, and we will see you at the Cotton Bowl.
Yes, happy holiday.
Scotty, I think we made it. I'll happily turn the baton over to you.
Thank you, Carter. Just a couple of reminders. This information is listed in the chat, but a transcript from this interview session, along with video and audio files, will be distributed and posted in the Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic section of the College Football Playoff Media Portal. To gain access, please make sure to send an email to licensing@catapultsports.com. Thanks for joining us today.